So a couple days ago I played some Halo 5, which is very unusual for me considering I cannot stand the game. But the reason I hopped on there was because there's a new playlist called Mythic Arena. I'm sure some of you have heard of it, you may have seen a video on it, and then I'm also sure there's a bunch of you who have no idea what that means. So basically what Mythic Arena is there's it's BR, Halo 2 BR starts, and no radar. The base movement speed, strafe acceleration, and the jump height have all been increased, and the abilities in this playlist are limited. That's the big thing. The only abilities in this playlist are Thruster and Stabilize. Now with Thruster, they made some they've tweaked it a little bit, so the speed and the distance you can travel with the Thruster pack ability has been decreased, but the recharge rate of the Thruster pack has been increased. Sorry, and then the Stabilize ability, the duration of that has been decreased. Also, it's a 3-hit melee in this playlist, so you could still 3-shot beat somebody down, and you can still walk up to somebody, beat them down, and then 1-shot them in the head. But if you walk up to somebody and just try to kill them with melees, it's going to take 3 hits, unless it's in the back, of course. There are 6 maps in this playlist, all Forge maps, and you can definitely tell they were influenced by some maps in older Halo games. They definitely have much more of a classic Halo feel, which I think is great. The forgers who created these maps were not building them and scaling them to accommodate for all the abilities in the game, like sprint and clamber and things like that. No, because the only abilities in this is Thruster and Stabilize. Now, let's talk about that for a second. Why are those 2 abilities in this? Why is it just no abilities? Because those were my first impressions. I'm like, this is great, but it would be even greater if there were no abilities at all. So the reason the Mythic team chose certain settings and abilities for this playlist is to kind of counter some of the mechanics that they don't have control of in Halo 5. Like, they don't have full control, obviously, over Halo 5's entire sandbox and settings. So with the 3-hit melee system, they mentioned that Halo 5's normal 2-hit melee system was kind of OP on with the scaling of these maps in the playlist. Or maybe not OP, but it just didn't work well. Now, the bullet magnetism in Halo 5 is pretty strong and very forgiving, and the BR in Halo 5 is hit scan, and the bullet spread is pretty tight, whereas in something like Halo 3, the BR is projectile based, so you had to lead your shots. There wasn't as much bullet magnetism, and the BR spread was much wider in Halo 3. Then in Halo 2, yeah, the BR was hit scan, but again, the bullet spread was much wider, and there wasn't as much bullet magnetism in Halo 2 as there is in Halo 5. So an ability like Thrust kind of helps counter that in a way, or else you just have people getting laser beamed across the map left and right. Now, I'm not entirely sure why the Stabilize ability is in this playlist. I'm sure I was made aware of it at some point, but I forget, so I'm not entirely sure what the reasoning is behind that to keep Stabilize here, but I'm sure they have their reasons. Stabilize is an ability I cannot stand. To some it may seem harmless, but there's plenty of times when I've played Halo 5 and there's kills I don't get, or things that just don't go the way they should or the way that they would go in classic Halo because of this Stabilize ability. Like, if somebody jumps off of a ledge, right? And in classic Halo, I know, okay, he jumped off, he's gonna land right there in approximately like 1.5 seconds. Boom, and I'll just throw a grenade right under his feet as he's landing. The grenade will go off, will go 1-shot, I'll pop him in the head, dead. Like, in Halo 5, they can jump off that ledge and then just float in the air. Or maybe they won't float in the air, maybe they will come all the way down, or maybe they'll come halfway down and then stabilize and float in the... Like, Stabilize messes up the timing with certain things. In Halo 1, 2, and 3, if you jump off of a ledge and there's a platform below you, like, that's it. Like, you jumped off and now you're coming down. You know, in Halo 5, you might not come down. You might jump off that ledge, stabilize in the air, and then just thrust back to that ledge. Like, that's why I still don't like abilities like Thruster Pack and Stabilize, but I understand why they have included them in this playlist, because like I said, they don't have full control over Halo 5's entire sandbox. Now, if they did have full control, I'm sure they would have done certain things differently. This playlist might not have any abilities at all. Now, I have my reasons for disliking abilities in Halo, a lot of reasons actually, and I've been working on a video about this, which I just haven't got around to finishing, but it will be coming out eventually. But a big thing for me is this. I like to look at these abilities and I think to myself, like, what is this adding to the game? How is this improving the Halo experience? Because for the most part, I just see negatives. I just see like, oh, I didn't get this kill because of this ability. He was able to kill me because of that ability. Like, that's just how I'm seeing it. I don't see the positives. And if there are any, the negatives heavily outweigh them. Now, like I said, I love this playlist. I think it's great. Not just great for Halo 5. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh, Halo 5 sucks, so anything would seem good. No, I'm saying this is a fun Halo experience. Maybe not more enjoyable than Halo 1, 2, or 3, but it is still a good experience. And it's a damn shame that Halo 5 didn't launch with similar settings or maps. And what's even more of a shame is this stuff was all already in the game. Well, besides the Halo 2 BR, but they could have just used the regular BR. Like, these maps were created with Forge. And these settings were already in the game, and like this easily could have been here at launch for Halo 5. And I wish it was, because I would have played this game so much more than I did. I still would have had my problems with the game, but it would have been a much better experience than what we got at launch. Like, I can't thoroughly express how much more I enjoy the Mythic Arena playlist than every other playlist in Halo 5. Like, it's night and day. Like, this Mythic Arena playlist is great compared to anything else Halo 5 has to offer in matchmaking, in my opinion. Now, as much as I enjoy this playlist, I gotta say, if Halo Infinite launched with these settings, I wouldn't be happy. I would not be happy. I want classic Halo for Halo Infinite, right? And I'm not budging on that. There's no give there. There's no, oh, okay, well, maybe you could put this ability in, just that one, or maybe put this in and reduce that. No, there's nothing. There's no give. It needs to be classic Halo. Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 5 all had abilities. And you've had people advocating for classic Halo again since Reach. And we still haven't gotten that yet. And I know there's some people that like abilities, but I'd argue that the majority of the people who are going to be playing, putting in a ton of time into Halo, who are going to play the game the most, I'd argue that most of them want classic Halo. And I know you shouldn't just cater to them people, but at the same time, and I have a whole nother video on this, the people who are going to be playing this game like non-stop every day, I feel like their opinion should hold more weight. With Halo Infinite, just give us classic Halo. Like no BS. Don't try to balance, sprint, and this and that. Just get all that out of here. Give us classic Halo, and let's see how it does. Like, come on, it's about time. And I mean, there's a reason there's so many people still playing MCC. There's a reason there's been all this hype for Halo 3, and you have all these Halo 3 tournaments. People want classic Halo. So that's going to just about do it for this video. Those are my thoughts on the Halo 5 Mythic Arena playlist. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But I will say that it is kind of in a weird spot. It did kind of come out in a weird time, because I feel like a lot of the people who are still playing Halo 5 are fans of enhanced mobility. So they would probably just gravitate towards Halo 5's default settings. And people who are fans of classic Halo would just be playing MCC. So I do feel like this playlist came out in kind of a weird time, which is a shame, because it is a good playlist. And oh man, if it was there at launch, man, it's just such a damn shame, because it's so much better than base Halo 5 in my opinion, and I'm sure in the opinion of many others as well. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think of this playlist, the Mythic Arena playlist in Halo 5. Have you played it yet? Do you enjoy it? How do you think it stacks up alongside Halo 1, 2, and 3's multiplayer? And would you be happy if Halo Infinite's multiplayer used similar settings to this Mythic Arena playlist? So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And also, I've been streaming. The link for that's in the description if you want to follow that or whatever. Do what you want. But, yep. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.